No worries. I just wanted to make sure we got it. We'll get that set up soon. I'm pretty sure it's good to go, but I just want to make sure before I send it off.
Time's here. All right, we'll call it to order at 1:30, and Rachel, would you call the roll, please?
Russ Rose,
Here.
Scott Treese,
Here.
Jim Silliman,
Here.
Keith Griffey, Arthur Jones, Scott Fleming,
Here.
Mike Heichu, Jeremy Rainey,
Here.
Jordan Basham, Wesley Sidnor, Stephanie Laughlin, Nicole Ruffolo,
Mr. Gibson is here today with his message. You can mark him down. I got you.
Tom Doyle, Pete Hedges, Melvin Phoenix, Keith Morris, Jody Bramblett, Neil Martindale, Jim Hoskins, Diana Arnold, Mark Bates,
Here.
Terry Roach, or Caleb Knapp.
All right. Thank you, Rachel. In your packet and sent out were the minutes from the April 2024 meeting. If you've had an opportunity to look at those, I would accept a motion to approve those.
Motion.
Who was that?
Scott Fleming.
Thank you, Scott. And a second? Second. Second by Mark. Any further discussion on the minutes, additions, corrections? Seeing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? All right. Thank you so much. So first up, we've got Debbie Lander here. Debbie's with KIA, and she's going to give us an update and talk about the Kentucky Waters Program.
No, you probably get tired of hearing me talk, don't you?
Oh, no.
Never.
We like to hear about money, Debbie.
Your voice is tied to purse string.
So we're gonna do some updates before we do Kentucky Waters. So on SRF, the 2025 IUP 30-day comment period will end this Friday at 4:30. So the final IUP should be released soon. The 2026 call for projects will run mid-September through mid-December. We are currently working with the Division of Water to set up meetings with the lead service line inventory loans. We will include borrowers and our ad people in those meetings, and we look for those to happen real soon. But guys, I meant to do this before I went on. Have you all know Russ Neal?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so now you'll have to know this. He's a part of my team now. He is with KIA now. I forgot, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to just get into the stuff. I meant to introduce him first off, because he's gonna be helping us with these lead service lines. So that's coming up soon. Please remember that our BABA, the guidance can be found on our website. Contact our office if you have any questions about the BABA. Important dates to remember concerning cleaner water. All grants must have a fully executed AA by 12/31 of 24, by the end of this year. The last day to submit a grant reallocation is September 1st. The last day to submit a grant increase supplemental form is September 1st. So start planning accordingly. If you have some supplemental, if you need supplemental, talk to me or Julie Bickers. We'll get you taken care of. If you aren't sure of the status of your project of your cleaner water and you just need some help, reach out to me. I've got my computer with me. We can track it down real quick. Now on grant draws. Grant draws are taking me a little bit longer because it's just me and Julie doing draws, so as they increase, it'll take me a little bit longer. So just kind of be patient with that. I promise I'm gonna get you taken care of. But some things that you can do to kind of speed them up, just to make sure that your draws are signed by the correct authorized official and your project administrator. Make sure your contractor apps have all the necessary signatures. Check your engineer's math. I know, I do, but check your engineer's math. Submit signed change orders as they occur. I will ask for them. If I don't ask for them, Julie will. If you have an invoice that's not covered in your original procurement, just make sure that you get with me and that we get that procurement, because every dollar needs to be procured. And keep your clearinghouses up to date. Those are only good for 1 year, so sometimes they need to be updated before you go to bid. Okay, so House Bill 563 gave KIA approximately 40 line item grants. Did we get any line item grants, Justin, here in KIPDA?
We did, we had a, Spencer County got a line item grant.
Okay,
for,
so
10
those are
million.
gonna be handled a little differently. Instead of doing a commitment letter, like what we would do with the cleaner waters, we send out a note, we can send an award notification.
Right,
So what you do is you will distinguish which a WX or SX number needs to be, and you'll send that in, and we will use that as our commitment letter.
okay,
So what will happen is when you get the assistance agreement, that's when you'll get your exhibits.
exhibits, okay,
Yeah, so we're handling those just a little bit differently.
all right.
Also with House Bill 563 was the Kentucky Waters Program, which is what everybody wants to know about. So the Kentucky Waters Program is the Kentucky Water and Wastewater Assistance for Troubled and Economically Restrained Systems. The way this is going to work is KIA will accept and review applications, and then we'll perform a credit analysis. The Kentucky General Assembly will decide who gets the loan funding during the 2025 session. KIA administers the financing after the session is ended, which is approximately March of 2025. There's $75 million available in 2025 and in 2026 for a total of 150. Really not a lot of money, guys.
Yeah, is that all gonna be line item?
No, what we do with these is you will put it in, and then we will do a credit analysis, and then we will make a recommendation.
There has to be a project profile for it.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. So the timelines that we're looking at is June 1st through August the 15th, where your KIA will accept applications. On August 1st, September 5th, and October 3rd, those are our board dates. We will take those projects to the board for scoring. On December the 1st, we will provide the project applications and scores to the General Assembly. January of 2025 through March of 2025, the General Assembly will select projects to receive the funding. And then in April of 2025, KIA will contact the applicants with the approved loan terms. Now, who is eligible? So each grantee rather, should have one of the following. They should have a service area MHI less than the state MHI, user affordability greater than 1% of the annual MHI, no audit in at least one of the 3 prior years, negative income in any 2 of the previous 5 years, debt service coverage ratio less than 1.1 in any 3 of the previous 5 years, accounts payable turnover ratio less than 1, days accounts in receivables ratio greater than 45 days, a notice of violation or agreed order in the past year, or a water loss percentage greater than 30%. Now, these are the types of projects that the Kentucky Waters will fund. I'm not going to read that to you guys. You all can read that, but it covers covers a little bit of everything.
And I'll be sure to send this out to all you all too after the meeting, so you can have it for your own. So
with the Kentucky Waters, you could have 4 different scenarios. You could have a loan, you could have a grant with principal forgiveness, you could have a grant with 0 interest, or you could just have a grant. So these are the interest rates. The standard rate is 1.75, the non-standard rate at 0.75, and of course, 0% for the grant. How do you get started? First, you contact Justin and Ryan, and they will first get started with the project profile. But some things that you need to think about is your budget, your project schedule, your funding sources, mapping, all of these things. But profiles need to be on, on point.
Kind of like an SRF.
Yes, yes, because you think about it, the legislators are gonna be looking at that. That's what they're gonna look at. Does anybody have any questions? Yes, that's
So
pretty.
you just have to meet one of those
You just.
on that list, okay?
So now I do know that one of the areas that they are going to ask for a corrective action plan.
Okay.
So that will be part of the application process. And it's not a formal corrective action plan. We just need to know what your plan is gonna be.
Okay. And $75 million for this first
This
initial
first
round.
year,
Okay.
yeah. And you gotta think too, there is an emergency clause in this.
Sure.
I don't have a lot of information on the Kentucky Water's emergency clause, but those emergencies will take away from that funding as well.
Is there any incentive to try to stretch this out to make sure that every area development district or every region gets funding, or is it just basically first come, first served for who meets the criteria?
I think it's,
It's just, yeah, okay.
I don't think there's.
Yeah, it's gonna be determined by the legislature, so, you know, let's say we have 300 million in requests. 75 is gonna go up there, and the legislature's gonna determine who gets funded. It's not gonna,
It's not KIA at all.
it's not KIA, and it's not scored. I mean, it's gonna be, if you've got a project, I would encourage you to talk to your legislature.
Yes, be as proactive as possible, yes.
The projects aren't scored.
No, what will happen is we do a credit analysis and then we make a recommendation to our board members, to our board. And then the board will make a recommendation to the legislators.
So there may be some projects that don't come out of your own, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, so if we have 300 million, they know they only got 75, KIA may score them.
And
You
they,
gotta get by their board to even get the
To get the
legislators.
You have to go through the credit analysis
so
process.
as long as you meet the criteria, the KIA board is probably gonna approve those.
Right,
And there's gonna more than likely be more requests go to the legislature than what we have, than what there is now. And then they're gonna have to choose who gets funded. That's the way the bill was set up.
it's a lot of new territory and we're just nipping it in the butt, just
Yeah.
getting the tip of it right now.
So for the emergency, projects that you're speaking about earlier, do those get, I guess, priority, or can they even get funded before?
They can't.
The fact that
We
before
funded
January?
one last week.
Oh, you said you did, okay.
Sawyersville last week.
Yeah,
Right.
Sawyersville had a sewer line collapse and there was a declared emergency and, it's about 350,000, I think, that they funded. I think that's right, 350, 340 something.
So we have 74,600,000.
There you go, that's right. Counting down. So,
Did anybody else have any questions?
So don't you guys go get ideas, go drilling holes in it.
But, and I'll tell you, when you look at the criteria,
Not everybody's gonna meet it.
well, yeah, I mean, it's
One of them.
it's intended for folks that need help, and
Everybody needs
Everybody needs it.
I think the intention is for the more distressed
Trouble.
systems to
Yes, there's more trouble.
get the funding. So, but if you have an emergency going on, for sure, talk to Justin, talk to folks at KA. That's what it's there for.
Okay, guys, I'm around if you need anything. If you have any questions that you just don't want, you just want to come to me after the meeting.
All right, thanks,
Thank
David.
you all for having me.
Thank you, Judge.
And thank you, Russell, for coming today. I appreciate it.
Back squat, I'm just kidding.
All right, new water projects.
Yeah, I posted a child now. We have four. Yeah, we have 3 new water and 1 wastewater. Great, pull these up. We have, Jeremy, did you want, we want to?
David.
Okay, is he on there? Okay, off. So like I said, we have 4 projects today. We have 3 water and 1 wastewater. The 3 new ones are all in Bullock County. They're Louisville water projects. And we have David with Louisville Water. And David, can you hear me, sir?
Yep, can you hear me?
We can.
All right, excellent. So, like you said, we've got 3 projects in Bullock County that were requested by the judge. One of which, the one we're looking at, was specifically requested. It's about 7,300 feet of water main to serve, I believe it's 11 unserved properties. So this is an unserved road in Bullock County. As you can see, there's a pressure boundary in the middle of it that would be shifted. And the end of this main is that is the last house that will be served on that road. Some additional properties could probably be served off of it in the future on those roads, Rising Sun, was that Myrtles, and then that unnamed road. But for right now, it would just provide water and fire to 11 houses right now. And then at a cost of about 2.3 million. Yep. And then the next 2 are just looking down the list of, where can we get the most bang for our buck? This would be about 1,700 feet of main off Moore Lane that would serve, let's see here, also 11 unserved properties. We get that in fire service. It's a little over $500,000. And you can go to the next one. Similar thing here off Cave Springs. 800 feet of main. I believe that one serves 5 unserved properties. Just kind of going down the list, picking off the lowest hanging fruit. So again, it would bring water and fire service to them for a little over $250,000. So, any questions?
All right, thank you, David. So
Thank you.
we'll do all the water projects together, and then we'll do the sewer projects. So if we could have a motion, somebody be willing to make a motion to approve all 3 of these projects and enter them in. Thank you, Scott. We have a second? Second, thank you, Mark. Any further discussion, comments, questions? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, so the water project's passed, and the sewer project.
We have a new sewer project for Spencer County. Spencer County Fiscal Court is spearheading this one. They'll be the applicant. The Spencer County Sanitation District is evolving, and they have a new project they put in for the Spencer County Sanitation District wastewater treatment plant. And I believe that we had, is Bill, are you with us? I think Bill Drew.
I'm here, Justin.
Oh, Judge Travis, thank you, sir. You're gonna present this to the council for approval?
Yes, I can.
Okay.
We've been working, put a lot of time in to try to meet the needs of our growing community. We're still trying to work in cooperation with the city of Taylorsville to see what how we can work together to provide expanded sewer service for the area, and we're still working to that end. But we were part of the budget. We had an amount of money put in the budget to help us get this started. So we're looking to expand the opportunities for growth, mostly in the northern end of the county, running from the northern end of the county towards the Taylorsville to the south. And this project will get this started. to expand a room for business, commercial, industrial, and residential.
Thank you, Judge.
Any questions for Judge Travis?
All right, we'll accept a motion to approve this project entered into the form. Motion. Thank you, Chairman. We have a second.
Second.
Thank you, Mark. All right, any further discussion, questions? Seeing none, all in favor, say aye. All right, any opposed? All right, project's approved. Congratulations, Judge. And,
Thank you. Thank you. Sorry about that.
So we'll go right on down to the water coordinators report.
Yes, sir. We're keeping a short, succinct meeting today. Don't really have too much. I would like to congratulate Ryan Lloyd. He's become our new GIS specialist for the contract with the Kentucky Infrastructure Authority. He'll be doing the mapping and working closely with me on all the project profiles. Ryan has been a huge asset with our cleaner water program administrative duties. And it's a privilege to work beside him now in his new capacity as our GIS specialist. So just wanted to announce that. Speaking about that, he and I are chipping away at all the cleaner water projects, as Debbie talked about. If you guys have any questions, we are kind of spread thin throughout all of the counties, and she's spread even more thin. So if you all have any questions or it's been a while, please reach back out to us. We try to we have a revolving basis to come back and look at every county every so often, but I just want to make sure that everything's moving forward. Our goal is to have everything. We don't have any projects right now that haven't got an assistance agreement. We just need to get them fully executed, and there are only probably a handful of those left. But our goal is to get those knocked out here in the next month or two before we don't foresee any issues for that December 31st deadline at all. So if there are anything, if we haven't heard back from you all, we will be hounding you pretty good here in the next month or so, just making sure that those do get fully executed. And as you did say, some of the e-clearinghouse letters, since we were really proactive about those on the front end and did a lot of those at the beginning of this program, some of those are now expired because they're only good for a year. So we'll go through and make sure that all the projects that haven't been fully executed under assistance agreement have gotten those e-clearinghouse letters updated. Some of the projects, one with Milton and one with Oldham County, that got reallocated, we have to use those and get those updated under the WX number. So we're working on those as well. But if you have any questions here in the next month or so about your cleaner water project, if you haven't gotten your draw set up and got your money dispersed, please reach out to Ryan and I, or if not, you'll be hearing from us here shortly. SRF season will soon be upon us here. That starts in September, as Debbie was talking about, goes through September through December. SRF has gotten way more competitive in my tenure since I've been here, but there's also more money than ever before too. So, we got a lot of money coming through the program. We definitely want to utilize that. The Environmental Finance Center has reached out to me, and they're providing some technical assistance and helping smaller systems who have traditionally not been able to access those funds to kind of help out with that. So I gave them a list of the systems in our region that I felt would be applicable for that, and they've reached back out. I've already met with Taylorsville and Mount Washington, and the other ones on the list, you'll probably be hearing from me here shortly to reach out with you guys. And if you did meet that threshold of what they're looking at, to try to get you guys some SRF funding as well. Then we also have the County Water Management Council meetings that dictate all of the rankings. I'll be reaching out to you guys here next month sometime to get those scheduled for September. Those just sound really good because we want to make some headway on the Kentucky Waters program too. So if we have the prioritization of your all's projects for this fiscal year 25, we can also have those ready as priorities and see if any of those will be eligible for the Kentucky Waters program as well. So it sounds like, August 15th is when the deadline that we really need to get on this. So if any of y'all have any projects that are eligible, or you want to submit for this Kentucky Waters program, I guess we need to get on that ASAP. So reach out to me.
We may leave that open maybe a couple weeks.
That would be awesome. But if not, we need to get on it.
The application and the guidance should be released by the end of the week.
End of the week? Okay.
Yes, I'm hoping, she told us today in staff meeting that she's hoping by the end of the week that it's
Okay.
released. So.
Wonderful. So I'll be working with Debbie very closely as this is a new program to all the nuances of it. And hopefully we'll get an extra couple weeks extension there, to the end of August. But this is something that we definitely want to take advantage of. $75 million, 74.6 will go fast. So we would definitely want to stay on top of that. And, I tout our area development district as always being on top of things and when getting those projects. And I don't want to see this pass us by. So I'll definitely be if I haven't heard from anybody, Ryan and I can get together and rack our brains and come up with some systems that we know might be within that threshold, and we can work with you all to put something together if you don't already have a profile created for one. Kentucky Rural Water Association, they have their 45th annual conference and exhibition at the Central Bank Center and Hyatt Regency Hotel in Lexington. It's coming up August, right?
Yep.
The 26th to the 28th, I believe. That's always a good conference. Recommend you guys get registered for that if you haven't already. And really, we have, this is still a great time. We have a lot of grant funding. We have some loan, the SRF is competitive, but I feel like every system in our region could definitely, qualify. And we've been doing this for a while now. So please reach out to me. And it's always better to get these SRF projects started sooner than later. Get them, September, so we can have them all ready for October Regional Water Management Council meeting the second week in October. And we don't have to mess with November or the holidays trying to last minute put in any profiles for that.
So will this body need to have a special meeting prior to that August 15th deadline to approve those
The Kentucky Water
X numbers?
I don't think so. I think
if there are new ones.
I think it should be, what do you think?
I don't think you do.
Mhm.
I don't
Let
think.
me, let's double check.
Okay.
If a project doesn't, yeah, we need to know. So if a project doesn't have a WX number already, if it's a brand new project, would this body need to have a special meeting to approve those?
We could always bring it back and ratify it at October meeting too.
Yeah, if you'll let it go through the ratification, that would be whatever we need to do. So if we can just check on that, and then we can follow up.
Another thing to keep in mind too is that the eligibility of the types of projects is more expansive than SRF two, capital and non-capital.
Yeah, so I mean, it was just set up so that if systems have not had an audit done for several years and they need to get up to date, they need funding to pay for an audit. It's set up for that. It's set up. I mean, I think it can actually pay vendors if you've got vendors that are so many days old, and you're not able to pay those folks. I think it's set up for that as well. So.
It'll just be a different game from the typical SRF project profile, because a lot of those boxes on the back ends and the impacts of the components may not apply whatsoever.
Sure.
Depending on the type. If it's a non-capital project, very few of those boxes on the back end may apply, and more of that information may be up in the description of the narrative.
That makes total sense, especially if they're not getting really ranked, or if there's like a prioritization process. And, I don't think the narrative would speak volumes to how the importance for it. So. Well, yeah, I guess if you want to just find that out for us, but it sounds like the ratification, but we could do that as well. So however you want us to do that, or KI deems the process for that, just let us know.
And it may be like those instances, like when it's audits and stuff like that, it may be that we don't put those in the WRS, we need to find that out. So
Exactly.
we'll find out we're mudding through the details. So we'll find out the details and let you know.
Perfect. Okay, so we're down to county updates. Anybody have anything they want to bring up county-wise, any projects they want to talk about, or anything special they have going on that they'd like to talk to this body about? Okay. Other business, I just mentioned, we'll make sure that I think everybody is fully aware, but your service line inventories are due by October. And so you need to make sure that you're getting those completed. If you need help with some of the paperwork on that, Kentucky Rural Water has a team together right now that can help assist with that, but those service line inventories certainly need to be done by October. And you don't want to get caught in a situation where you get sent up to enforcement. Okay, anybody else have anything? It's gonna be a good one today. All right,
We might set a record.
yeah. Seeing none, we'll accept a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion.
Thank you. Judge, was that a second? That's all? Thank you so much. All right.